Welcome back to another episode of Allen Q&A. We know that the transition to at-home learning has been a change for all of our students in Allen ISD, and we wanted to take this opportunity to give some of those students a voice. Joining me today are two of our seniors from Allen High School, Jaci Walker and Ryan Super. Welcome, you guys.
Hi, it's nice to be here. Thank you.
We're so glad that you were able to join us and on such short notice. So can you start by just telling us who you are and some of the things that you're involved in at Allen High School?
Hi, my name is Ryan Super. I'm a senior at Allen High School. I've been in Allen all my life. I went to Anderson Elementary for 6 years and then Curtis Middle, Lowry Freshman, and now Allen High School. I've loved Allen High School and the Allen ISD community. While I've been in Allen ISD, I've been able to participate in robotics, bands, PALs, and finally now with the JROTC program and do lots of community service throughout the way. So I've really enjoyed my time at Allen.
I'm same as Ryan. I started as a Marian Maverick, and so that's where I went kindergarten to 6th grade, and then I moved on to Curtis Middle School, and then Lowry Freshman Center, and then now I'm an Allen Eagle. At the high school, I am on the varsity tennis team, and I have been on the tennis team since my freshman year, so that's consumed a huge chunk of my life, definitely. I'm also in the PALS program, AP classes. I just have a lot of my plate, kind of like Ryan does. You know, we're both super involved, and I think, like he said, community service and involvement is a big passion of both of ours.
And you're both in your senior year at Allen High School. So tell me a little bit about when you guys went on break for spring break. We had no idea what was about to happen, both in Allen and across the country. So tell me some of the things that went through your head when you heard that we were making this dramatic shift and we'd be doing some at-home learning.
When I first heard it, we were actually still in Florida. We went to Rosemary Beach for spring break, and we were still in Florida whenever they announced that school would be extended for an extra spring break. And so that first shock was kind of like, wow, you know, we're in Florida right now. And the initial reaction was, oh, I get to spend longer in Florida. This is so exciting. And then we kind of sat with it and we thought, this is a big deal. This is not normal. This is not what we would usually do. This isn't necessarily a fun spring break. And so by the time we came home, which was a little bit later than we expected to, but we came home just social distancing. We wanted to be smart. And when we came home and I was sitting in my bedroom thinking, this is where I'm going to probably spend the next month of my life, 2 months of my life, who knows how long. That was a big shock, was just the humbling of I'm going to have to sit at my home and not be able to see my friends, not live life as we used to. It's not normal anymore.
Ryan?
Jaci said it perfectly. The initial reaction was, my inner 10-year-old, oh my gosh, we're having another week of spring break. Like, God, we're actually getting 2 weeks of spring break. It was the craziest thing ever. We were so excited. And then, we're thinking about extending it for a third week. And I'm like, that's slightly odd. And at the end of the third week, we're like, okay, we're going to get a 4th week of spring break, and we're just going to stay home for a while. And so, my first reaction was, you know what, I'm going to hang out with as many people as possible. I was, it's my last spring break as a senior. And so my initial goal was to, hang out with all my friends for as long as I can before we end up graduating and, moving on to college. And so I was organizing events and I was planning things. And then next thing you know, we can't have large groups of over 20. And then no large groups of over 10. And then I really started to, process that I'm going to be at home for quite a while now. And, but it's definitely been a major transition, but not an impossible one. I can tell you I've saved a lot of money on gas these past few weeks. Yeah. So that's certainly nice. But I just went from seeing my friends in person to constantly FaceTiming, constantly doing Zoom calls. It's, like I said, a transition, but not impossible. And it's a nice change.
So I'd like to kind of capitalize on something that you said there, Ryan. You sound like you're a very social individual, and students very oftentimes are social, and that's important. The social development is important with our students. So since we are following regulations and we are being responsible and staying socially distant, what are some of the things that you two specifically are doing to stay in touch with people? And then maybe even what are your peers doing as far as maybe online tutoring or checking in and just making sure that everyone's kind of taking care of their mental wellness as well?
That's a great question.
First.
Okay. So like I mentioned earlier, so I'm a senior right now, and one of my main involvements is the JROTC program. And so right now I serve as the commanding officer of the program, which has just over 230 people. And so we normally have a lot of day-to-day activities. And so I'm used to seeing those people all the time, every single day. We have so many competitive teams that we get to compete on, and the groups, I mean, it's so much more than just a class, it's a program, it's a family. And so I miss seeing those people every single day. And then, part of being a senior is I have what's coming next for me is I'm going to be doing college ROTC at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in Florida. And so to stay prepared, I have to stay physically active. And so one of the things that we used to do is we used to do physical workouts in large groups. But now that we can't meet in large groups, we're actually using the Zoom platform, and we'll meet up. And we won't meet up. We'll get ready at the same time. We'll all get our workout gear on, and we'll go for a mile run on Zoom, and we'll record it and make fun videos out of it. And so we're doing these virtual online workouts as a group. And it's different not being there in person with them, but it's literally just as much fun telling all the same jokes, telling all the crazy stories of things that are going on. So that's one of the main one of the main ways that we've been staying socially connected throughout this period.
That's great, Ryan. Jaci, what are you doing? I know you did one of the Soaring with the Eagles videos.
Yes, and so that's something, Ryan and I are both actually a part of a group of student leaders who we have been working diligently. We've been meeting weekly over Zoom. Zoom has saved our life. We've just been talking about different ways that we can still have students engaged and get students connected, because like we were talking about, we thrive on being social. We thrive on seeing friends and seeing people. And so Soaring with the Eagles is actually one of the platforms and one of the projects that we've been working on, which is getting Allen High School athletes, or we may get art kids, we may get dancers, we may get JROTC, people that can inspire the younger generation or the younger Eagles to stay active. Like Ryan was saying, it's important to stay active. And so inspiring them to do that and get their creativity going and just encourage them to stay engaged, even though they're not with their peers. And so I did make one of those for tennis, which was so much fun. I loved doing that. I loved putting it out. And then it also kept me active also. And a few other things that I've done, like I said, Zoom has saved our lives. We have Zoomed as a tennis team. I've Zoomed with my clinicals class. And actually my youth group at church, we Zoom basically every Sunday, which is something really different because, youth group is something that you always go and you meet up and you have small groups. And so that's something that we started doing just on Zoom. And although it's different because you can't be with them there in person, it's also so encouraging and uplifting to still see faces, because that's honestly one of the most important things. Instead of looking at just a picture, you can see them on a video, and it's about as close as you can get to seeing them in person. But it's still really beneficial. And also writing letters. It's the long lost art, but I've done it, and I've enjoyed it a lot. So it's been really fun to write letters to people and send positive and encouraging messages.
I love that. It's kind of like this space and distance has turned everyone from being a text message person into a phone and video call person.
Yeah, certainly.
So tell me this, as you sort of adjusted to the change and we went from just, an extra week of spring break to, okay, now this is our new normal. Tell me about some of the structure that you put into place for yourself to keep yourself organized, to keep yourself motivated, because you've really become self-directed learners now.
Certainly.
So something that I've done is I've set a schedule for myself. My sister and I both we set our alarms for about 8:20, 8:30 every morning. And although some mornings we might accidentally press snooze too many times, but we still try to stay on a schedule because it's important to keep your body functioning as normally as you can. It's really difficult if you stay up super late and wake up super late. It just makes the rest of your days feel longer and feel drawn out. And so for me, that's really helped, is staying on a schedule and staying on a routine like I usually would be. So wake up, work out, eat breakfast, just kind of stay on that usual routine. And it gets monotonous, but it also helps a lot because it helps you to stay focused on what you want to do among the disappointments that are going on around you.
Sure. Ryan?
To copy and paste what Jaci said, wake up, work out, eat breakfast, that is my lifestyle. The first additional week of non-planned spring break, I was like, you know what? I'm going to relax. I'm going to enjoy this break. I did all of my work on Friday because there wasn't that much work. So I'm like, you know what? This is awesome. But, I started getting tired and lethargic, and I was sleeping in every single day. My sleep schedule was off. But I mean, ever since after that second week, I've stuck to a consistent set schedule where I get up at 6 o'clock every single day and I run my 3 miles or do my weighted march or whatever workout I'm going to do for the day. I come back, eat a nice, big breakfast, or sometimes I'll make breakfast for others, and then just get started. Keep consistently doing your classwork every single day, or knock out an entire week's worth of work for one class in one day.
Mm-hmm.
Staying to a consistent schedule, like Jaci said, it gets monotonous, but it's a really good process to keep giving you energy and keep you motivated to continue to succeed.
Do you have any other advice for your fellow classmates or other maybe younger students that may be watching this video?
I think the biggest thing I would say is take advantage of this time. There's always positives and there's always a light among the darkness. And so as we're sitting at home, we always ask and we always wish, oh, I wish I had more time. Everything's so busy. We're always going. I wish I had time to sit still. I wish I had time to talk to my sister, talk to my family, and really just, sit with myself. We have that time now, and it's not conventional. It's not normal, but we have that time. And so make good use of it. There's a lot of things, a lot of great things that can happen as we're sitting at home, processing our thoughts and processing, everything that's going on around us. And so that's my advice, is take advantage of the time that we have at home.
I love that.
I don't know why I ever let her speak first. She always does what I plan on saying. That was what I was planning on saying. It's perfect. Take advantage of all this time. I have this huge stack of books behind me. I've read like 10, 15 books. Every single book that I've been putting off wanting to read, or I'll find time for it. I was able to go through like my entire stack of books. Thankfully, I went to the library right before this all happened, and I was able to get some more. But I've been, reading. I've been, doing all these crazy things that I never thought I would be doing.
Right.
But take advantage. It's like an early retirement. All the things on your bucket list that you wanted to try. Try to take advantage of it, and anything you've ever wanted to try, try new things. Be open to change, and you'll find ways to get through the day and make the most of your time.
I love that. Thank you guys so much, Ryan, Jaci. It's been a privilege to meet you guys and talk with you, and thanks for sharing your wisdom. I hope you guys and your families are all staying safe.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was fun.
I hope everyone else stays safe as well.